React elements, we covered React components, we covered React props, we covered React hooks. Okay, now we are moving forward. We are learning React routers. Okay, there are only two things we're going to learn today. That is routing, how routing happens in React, and then we will create this mail client application. Okay, so we will change our program so that we will understand or we will get more time in the next week to create this application, to build it and finish it. Okay, so what else we missed? So do we need to create a new app for this mail client? Yes, I'm going to do it. So you have to do along with me. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rename the existing one. So you can try doing the same, or it is recommended actually to create a new app so that you will understand the flow. Okay. So just for saving time, I'm not going to do it because creating an app, it will take a lot of time. Okay. It's fine. So I would recommend you to go and create a new app. Okay, fine. So let's go and understand how you can implement routing. Now, first, what do I mean by routing? Okay, so let me just share the browser so that you will understand that what exactly the routing is. Okay, so I'm taking an example of Amazon website because that is what that is what the website you might have used almost 90% of the times for shopping. You know, a lot of you. How many of you bought something for today? Yes, from this Amazon. Yep. Anybody over here who bought something for the Christmas gift, kind of Christmas gift? I received my gift by the way. So my sister gifted me something. I'll post it in a while. Fine. So it's fine. So that is what Amazon. I like shopping. Yeah. So that's what the thing I was telling you. So everybody knows this website. So that's why I'm gonna give you an example of this one. That how routing happens. Okay. So right now I'm on Amazon.in website. Here this is home page. Okay, this is called as a home page. So whenever your application loads, so whatever you see for the very first time after you log in is your home page. Okay, now from here, if user starts to click on anything. Okay, like here I'm clicking on computers. Okay, so if I click on computers, you just check there in the URL, something has happened. Previously the URL was amazon.in. Okay, let me just take you to the back again. So it was amazon.in. Now as soon as I click on computers, it has changed, and this is what the route has changed. The route of so URL link has changed. It means it has routed to the next page. Okay, so this is the route actually, and these are the parameters that it has passed. So that is a different stuff. So when you will learn the what is URL, that time you will understand this thing. So you must be knowing actually, but just for example, I'm just giving. Actually, I have an example. I'll show you. Okay, so fine. So this is what the route has changed. Suppose if I click on some other thing. Actually, I don't love electronics. This computers and all. So let me just search for something. Okay, let's suppose I search my most favorite Raspberry Pi. Okay, whatever the model. Okay, so as soon as I search, see the query has changed. So this is question mark represent that I pass something as a query, and it has gone on a different page altogether. The view that you are seeing on the screen has changed. It means something else has the other page has added into your current DOM. Okay, whatever you are seeing is the main page, and that is what the next page came because the route has changed. Okay, so this is not actually a route, it's just a search query. So route is something like this. Like if I click on mobile, so I'm able to see amazon.in/mobile phones. Okay, so if I click on computers, amazon.in/computers. Okay, so and like that. Okay, so this is called as routing. So that is what we are going to build in our application as well. Okay, so let's go and let's understand how to do that. Okay, so first, in order to implement routing in React, what you need to do is you need to install the routing, because React doesn't come up with inbuilt routes or inbuilt routing methodology. That is what Angular comes up with. Okay, so Angular has its inbuilt route, but Angular is something which is having very high or big learning curve. You need to learn a lot in order to understand the framework. Likewise, in other case, the React is very simple. So whatever concepts we learned till today, okay, those are the only concepts are there in the React. So you guys are going to use the same concepts here and there in a different way, in different format, but these are the only things that you need to learn, and you can build anything. It's like everything in React is about component, and we learned everything that component requires. We learned hooks, we learned states, we learned what was that? Another one, props, right? So everything you know, and this is what React is. Okay, so now henceforward in next week we are going to move forward to the Redux. Okay, and there is one concept which is left, that is state management. Okay, so that we will cover, and then we'll move towards the React Redux. Okay, so wherein we will cover React's Redux saga, and that is what will help us to store our database. Sorry, store our data somewhere in the front end side. Fine. So let's go and install the router in our React application. Okay, so there is no router built in React. Okay, that is what I already said. So here is a command that you are seeing on the screen: npm install react router hyphen react hyphen router hyphen dom hyphen say will install it directly. Okay, so let's go. And I guess my app is already open. So this is my Bootcamp 2. First app is over here. In the same app, I'm going to install this particular. I'm going to fire this command. Okay, npm install react router react hyphen router hyphen dom hyphen save. So this will install the React router in my current project. Okay, so it is very specific to the project. Okay, so that's why after you creating every project, if you want to install, sorry, if you want to use the React router, you need to install it. Okay, because so if I open another project, or if you create a new project right now, it is not installed. Okay, so if I go and check in my package.json where all the dependencies are maintained, so here in this package.json you will see there is no React router. See, there are only React 3 dependencies. Okay, so related to React dependencies is a array of dependencies. So here there are only 3. Now once once this installation will complete, okay, React router DOM, that will also get added over here. Then only I'll be able to access that particular React router DOM in my project, and I'll be able to create the routes. Okay, so right now our project is not running. I'll show you. So our project was hosted on something localhost colon 300 port, right? And if you put slash and anything after that, it will not move anywhere. Okay, you just start with your project. Okay, so if you put slash and after that 300 port number, if you put slash and if you try to do anything, nothing will happen. Okay, so because we have so that project is not having we haven't wrote the code for that, and even if you start, even if you write the code, we will get an error because the React router DOM is not there. Okay, you need to install it. Okay, so let me just give you, since we are here at package.json, let me just quickly give you a brief overview. So what does package.json does is it maintains everything related to your project. So whatever the project I'm having, so what is the name of that project, what is the version of that project, so is it private? Yes. So how many dependencies are there? All the dependencies and their corresponding versions are maintained over here. See, React router DOM has just added. Okay, just added. See, there you can see the green colored thing. That is what it is showing, a recent change. Okay, so this is the recent change that has happened. And then there is in scripts. So there so if you want to start, so the React script is start. If you want to build, it is build. Okay, so these are the scripts that we are having. And ESLint, so I don't know what exactly basically, so I'll not put any comments on this. So there are some configuration related stuff. Okay, so that we are having. Okay, so what you need to worry about is that how many dependencies are there in this particular project. Okay, so if you take this project as it is and try to install in another system, so first you need to go and execute, you need to copy this package.json, and this package.json will automatically add all your dependencies in that project. Not automatically, you need to initialize this npm I, you need to fire the command npm I or npm install. Okay, it will automatically go and check package.json and all the dependencies there. And these dependencies, now where I'm keeping the dependencies, so you can see the details, right? This is the name, this is the version, but where is the library? I have installed this library, correct? So where is that? So that will be present inside your node modules, which is a silent folder where which we will not push in the production. If you are building a production app, we will not push these node modules into the production. Okay, so this node modules is where all the dependencies required to this project will stay. Now let me just quickly open and show you. So there will be a lot of things which are you will not understand as a beginner. So after you start working on this Angular, React, or so these dependencies are there in all npm related projects. Okay, so here, so node modules contains all the dependencies that you are having, and those will be the silent, that will not be a part of the project, but those are required to run the project. Okay, So now let me just take you to the React. Okay, so R, let me just type R. Okay, R तो ऐसे कर दिया उसने, ठीक है. Node modules, fine. PQR, CR. So that's that's syntax, the pronunciation of that R. Yeah. So React DOM was already here. React router DOM is something which has installed just now. Okay. If I open it, so you will see n number of folders. There is some PS files and there is some CJS. I basically even I don't know what exactly it is. But because I haven't worked that much on these particular things, right? And it is also dependent on some other things, that is C. So now from this particular library, what we are going to use is we are going to use some classes. What are those classes? We are going to use this in link class. Okay, so we are going to use this browser router class because that is C. That's why I have opened it, because see, whenever you are importing something, like let me give an example. Like here we have imported React and component from this library, that is React. Okay, so if you go in React, you will find that there is a class called as component, there is a class called as React. Okay, that's why, or not class, there will be a component, no, this will be classes. Okay, so that those classes will be exported, that's why we are able to import over here. Okay, same way, the way I shown you two classes, so these classes we are going to use in the routing. Okay, so let's go and arrange our code, arrange our application in the form of routing, so that we will be able to navigate from one page to another. Okay, so right now, so everybody understood first how we install it and where to locate if my installation is successful or not, how to find if your installation is successful or not. Yes, everybody understood this. This is very important as a beginner to understand this concept, that if you install something, where it will go. Okay, so because you will not so later on when you will start working on this sort of project, so the people in the industry, they will expect from you ki you should know what is node modules. You should know where the entry of your recently installed package will go. That will be in package.json. They will definitely going to ask you this question, will be must in interviews, that what is significance or what is the work of package.json? What does exactly package.json does? Okay, so these sort of things you just go. I want you to go and read more about what exactly the significance of package.json in React and Angular project. So it is in both. So all the npm related projects, so it will be there. Okay, so even if you are working on Node.js based project, so that will be Node.js is the backend. So that is what that also you will find this package.json. Okay, fine. So let's go and run the project now, since the app is installed. So I just installed the library. I haven't used yet, but I'll use it later on. Okay, so npm start. Here I go, and it will start running. And once it runs, so it will open up there, here somewhere. I'm expecting at least over here. Fine. Yeah. So yeah. Meanwhile, it starts. So I just wanted to ask you: are you enjoying? Are you learning in these sessions? Yes. Are you able to understand that what exactly? Are you able to relate, or are you able to implement the things? Because I haven't. I'm not able to see any sort of screenshots or kind of things that you guys are putting, so I don't have any sort of idea that is it exactly benefiting you. Yes, so say the question I want to repeat for you, all of you, I want an honest answer for this. So is these session last 5 days we are meeting, so this 5th day, so is these React Bootcamp sessions are helping you, is it benefiting you? Yes or no? Are they benefiting you? Yeah, so Amit is saying yes. Kamal Vimal already said yes. Okay, so Pallavi is also saying yes. Good help. Okay, Vimal is saying okay. Pratik is also saying yes. Okay, obviously. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Good. So that is what my agenda was behind organizing this boot camp before ending this session. So, and I told you, right, we are going to have fun. So, but we will have that fun in next week, because in this week I was busy with a couple of sessions, and that is what. So that is one thing which we do is, so in order to check, so please share every day code also on GitHub. So we are not doing, so I'll try to link this to the GitHub if you want, but we are not doing any sort of code coding actually. So I want you to revisit the sessions. I want you to revisit, relearn the things. See, if you learn once, you will understand few things, like 50% of the things which I taught. If you revisit the session, you will learn again 70%. If you implement it, then you will learn the rest of the 30%. Okay. So that's why I'm not sharing the code purposefully. Because if I share, you will just copy it from there and you will paste it and you will check, chal raha hai, hai. So that is what I don't want. Okay, Pradeep. Yeah, so app is running. So we have that app over here. So localhost slash 300, like, so this will load a couple of things that we did yesterday. And what it will do is basically, where is my app.js? Here it is. No, it is package. I don't want this package now. Yeah. So now in app.js, what I'm having is I'm having a header. So that is the header, and I'm having a counter component and a welcome component. Okay. So welcome component has something. Okay. So for now, I'll just remove this welcome component. It is of no use right now. Okay. I'll add it later on. Okay. So now see, or let it be as it is, control Z. Yeah, so this will be the first thing I'm having. So but other than counter, see, so counter is one component I'm having, layout is another component I'm having, test is another component. So we just created it just to learn some basic concepts, but they are there in my page. But if I start using every component on the home screen, so that is not a right approach, by the way. Okay, so like suppose if I wanted to use test over here. Okay, so I already imported, so that I can take and use it. Yeah, I imported, I try to use test over here. I also want to use what is the other one, layout. Okay, layout. Yeah, so look at the page right now. So if I add every component what I'm having, so it is going to become very clumsy, right? So this is not going to work actually. Okay, so this is not something we want. Okay, so that's why, in order to avoid this thing, like if you have multiple components, you can't add multiple components on the same page. Okay, so I'm not adding any css, so that because I don't want to get into that. So if I could have created a column like structure of this, like we did in that particular thing. Fine, so let it be right now for this. Okay, so what I could have done is, so instead of having three components over here, what I can do is I can create a route that if I click on this button, then only open the test component. If I click on another button, then only go and open the layout component. If I click on another button, then go and open counter, that is third component. Okay, so that is what sort of application or the working of my app should look like. Okay, and that those all the components should come when I click on the button. The route should also change. Like here after 300, it should be like let me just take an example of like home. Okay, home will be this one. So let me take an example of blogs. Okay, like on my website there are blogs. Like if I do this thing, nothing is going to happen because we haven't yet created the routing. Okay, so let's go and do that first, and then we will move forward. So first, what we did, first step is we installed the routes. Now next step is to use it. Okay, so now how to use it? So you need to use import, like I told you, you need to import this browser router. So we'll import and we will use that first. Okay, so where to do that, that is the question, right? So where to import the routes and how to use and where to use first. Okay, so for that there is so all the routing related stuff will be done in the first file, which will load as soon as your application loads. Okay, so now you tell me, what is the first file which will load as soon as your application is up and running? Yes, what is the first file from your React project that will run? I told you on the day one itself, that is the first file which will load. Now I'm expecting from you. So what is that first file? Yeah, meanwhile I will just take a sip of water. Tell me. Nobody? So just tell me. So whatever is your answer, let it be wrong, let it be anything. I just want your opinion. That's it. Okay. So that's it. Whatever you feel. No, first file, not the import. The file which will load the data first. When as soon as your application is up and running. As soon as I fire the command npm start, and you saw that page, the browser opens up, right? After that, before the data came, that time, so there is a flow, right? So I explained you this file will open first, then it will load this, and then the corresponding app.js will open up, and then app.js will call other components. So that is what I told, right? HTML, but which HTML? Index.html will load first, that is absolutely sure. After that, well tried, Amay, actually. So well tried, you're almost there. Yeah, anybody knows? Yes. Okay, there is something. I'm just I'm just creating a poll. Let me just check what is there in chat. I think app.js. Well tried, May Pradyumna, but it is not right. Anybody else? I want answer from. I want to know what you understood actually. Yes, there are two chats. Flow is index.html will load, it will load index.js and it will load app.js. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. That is what I'm expecting. Where were you, Kamal? So 3 minutes we wasted over there. Fine, not an issue. Fine. So that is what I just wanted to ask you. So everybody remember, I'm going to go through that again one more time just for your understanding. Okay. So first, as soon as your app loads, okay, so you can see there will be a public folder where there is an index.html. Okay. So then in index.html, this file will load. This file will set your title. That is what you saw on the top corner of your browser, and then it will load basically this div. Okay, so id.root. Okay, now as soon as index.html loaded, so it will corresponding index.js will also load. Okay, so that index.js is present over here. Okay, so index.js will load, and what index.js will say, it will tell you that go and find out the element from the document. There is only one div in the document, and if that div's id is root, then go and get the document, and to that document render the view whatever I'm going to show you over here. Render whatever I'm going to tell you. Just don't think more about that. Just do what I'm putting over here. Okay, so that will this react will render the first parameter to the element which we have, who is having the id as root. So what is that element? That element is div element. Okay, so this will load. Now index.js will come up first. Now here we need to add our logic that if user has clicked on this button, or user wants to go on this particular page, then if the key, right, so if there is the right key in the browser, let me just quickly check. Yeah, if there is a right click in the browser, right, blocks, like block, then go and open that page. If it is not block but it's blocks, then don't go and do that. Okay, so that sort of stuff we are going to do it over here. Okay, so let's go and implement that. So as I shown you in the slides, so how you're going to do it? We are going to do it using browser router. Okay, so before using any component or any attribute, anything, so we need to import it. Okay, so browser router, if I go and directly start typing over there, so it will not work. Okay, or before actually implementing the browser router, let me just show you revise the code. Okay, let me just quickly modify this particular code, because I don't want to play more with this one parameter. Okay, because in that I will not add more things. Instead of, I'll create another function over here. This is the function. Okay, this will, or I'll create a component over here. That component I'll reuse. Okay, so this is a function, and that function I'm just giving a name as router, and it will have, it will return something. Okay, it will return, sorry, no, it will render. Okay, so that is how we are writing the component. Okay, render will have this brackets, and inside that we will write everything. That is what we are doing, right? So here is our function, the name of the function return. Okay, not render. Okay, so that was written. Yeah, it is returning, not rendering. Just hold on then. Okay, render and then return. Okay, so right now I don't want to render it. Actually, I want to return it. Okay, so basically that is normal. See, this is class. Yeah, so I'm going to return it normally. Okay, sorry, you were not able to see what I'm doing. Yeah, so here what I'm trying to do is, so nobody told me that you're not able to see. Yeah, so okay, you already messaged me. Fine. So yeah, so I missed sharing the screen again, right? So what I'm doing is, let me just do quickly Control Z. Sorry, yeah. So instead of this particular line, so see what I want to do is, instead of this app, I wanted to create a route, and based on that route, if there is a single slash, do load this particular component. If there is slash home, load this component. If there is slash blocks, load this component. If there is my application like 300 localhost 300 slash gallery, open this component. Okay, so like the way you saw in the websites, all the website, right? Here we are building that kind of web application where routing is going to happen. Like let's take an example of Amazon.in. If I click on computers, like if anybody clicks on the button where computer is written, URL should change to the computer, and corresponding computer component should load on the screen. Okay, that is what we are going to do it. But yeah, for if as so for one or two application, it is good to write here if you have one or two components. But in future, if your components are going to grow, like we in our application, we have to create 4 components. Okay, so writing 4 entries over here inside this will make you confused. Okay, so instead of, let's take this whole thing out. Okay, and create a component, and let's have the name of the only name of the component over here, so that we will have a catch of this render function. Okay, so this is a new component I'm trying to create over here with, let me just do whole Control Z. So let's create a new component function. That name of the component I'm putting as router, normal spelling. So router is nothing there in the file, so you can't use the keywords which are already there. Okay, so router, I'm just, this is the name of the component. Here I'm going to return what I'm going to return. I'm going to return the things that we already got. If see right now, if I do hover on this router, it is saying it is a normal function. Okay, and it is just a normal function. Okay, it is not returning anything. But if I go and cut it out, I just don't want it here, I want to return it from here. Okay, so and it will be nicely spaced on the next line, and it will be like this. Okay, so now, and this router, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use this router over here as a component. Okay, so this router I have used, see nothing, I just copied this code and just pasted it over there, so that I can have multiple options to replace this app. 1 2 3 4 5 components, I want to add it inside this strict mode. Okay, so that's why I did the changes. Okay, so it will not affect anything, so your code has not changed, there will be nothing. If I go over here as well, everything will look like same, it will work as you expected. Yeah, nothing will change. If I try to do, yeah, so it is also working fine. So all this is a separate component. Last one, this is a separate component, this is a separate component, and my name is Akshay is coming from another function component, the inbuilt component that we created on app.js. Okay, so now, so this is what I just rearranged the code, nothing else. Now here onwards, I'm going to create the routing. Okay, so in order to create routing, as you might have seen on the slides, so you need to import browser router. Okay, so let's go and import that first. Okay, here I go, import browser router, comma, I want another one, that is normal route, or I guess it will import as this as well. No, it will not import like this. Fine. So from where I'll get these things from? Can you tell me from where? Which library we installed recently? React router DOM. Okay, from this particular library, we're going to, have I missed any spelling? Expected semicolon? No, it is correct. Yeah, so here I'm not, so this should be imported like this, I guess, whole things. Yeah, so this I just imported this. Okay, so browser router I imported, and the route is another class that I'm going to use. That is what I imported from React router DOM. Okay, so let's go and use it. Okay, so here, before this app, instead of loading this app directly, what I want to do is, app is okay, I want to load the app, but not directly. Okay, what I need to do is, based on some route, I wanted to open the respective particular app. Okay, so here what I'll do is I'll wrap it inside browser router. The whole big bracket will be browser router, and it will end like this slash browser router. Okay, now inside that I want to create multiple routes. Okay, so I don't want this app route. How to create a route? So just take this, write it like this, route, no, in the bracket, route, then here will be path. Path equals to, in double quotes you will write the path exactly where you want to do for now. So there will be initial path, that is only slash, and here there will be component name. Okay, component equals to, and here I'll pass, not directly I guess in the bracket, here I'll pass the name of that app. Okay, so that is what is going to happen over here. Okay, so I just changed what I missed, route. Okay, I need to end it, close it. Here I go. Yeah, so now again I haven't done anything, only app will load when I'll click slash. Okay, so let's go and check. See, there is nothing, it means there is only single slash. Okay, there is only single slash, it will not happen. If I put anything like slash Akshay, see, only that page is coming. Okay, so now because app.js is loading, now let's go and remove the content from app.js. App.js is containing all these three routers, I don't want it. Okay, so let's remove last two first, that is test and layout. Okay, so and in that component as well, let me just that is what I'm going to do right now. That is, I'm going to rename the components as per our requirements, and then we will change the routes accordingly. Okay, so let's go and check. So this is all about routing, not all about, I'm going to tell you a couple of things. So this is what we implemented, like route 1, and that route will go over here. So instead of having this layout and text over here, test, I'll just remove it quickly. And if I go and check my home page, there will be only this. Okay, so now this is home page, that is app. In app you are having only this. Now I want to create a separate route. That route should contain all the data from my test. Okay, suppose I wanted to go and create test wala route. Where is my index.js? Here it is. So I'll copy this route, copy, paste, and here I want to tell you that test. You can have any name actually over here, and here corresponding component, test component should load. Okay, that is what I assigned. Okay, once I load the test component, see, it is showing the error, that is test is not undefined. Okay, test is not defined, something like that. You need to import this test. Okay, so go and import test from, where is the test? In double quote dot slash component slash test. Okay, once we have test over here, we will be able to import it. I'm saving the code. Here I go. Now the same page is here, but if I pass the route as test, I'll see only the component which is there in the test, and that time background color and everything, nothing has happened. Let me just check. No, so let me just check what happened. Test. Okay, let me just do it like so. It is not able to understand what exactly the path is. So if there is a slash, and okay, so before that I just added a slash, I guess, so that it was not necessary. And I need to provide the exact path as well. That is one more thing. So you need to provide that path, that if exact match of slash is there, then only do this. Otherwise, if there is something extra after slash, then still it is showing the same thing. That is what is happening right now. Okay, I'm just matching the exact path. If there is only slash, then only open app. If there is something extra, then go and open that respective thing. Okay, so that is what we are telling this particular React app right now. Now here is a test, something else has load, and which is not telling us anything. Okay, so once you face any sort of okay, so I guess that path should be like slash test. Yep. So now see, since we added that exact thing over there, if there is only slash, then only this main page will load. But if there is anything extra like slash a, like just an example, slash a, so main page will not come up, it will not show anything. Now what happened, why we haven't load that? Because that test was not there. Slash test is something which I need to supposed to pass it there. Now see, since I did slash test, only contents which are present in test component. Let me just show you. Test component only contains what? you clicked how many times, then there will be the button, and then there will be a name, and then there will be input. Okay, so that is what only things are coming in. Okay, so if I click, that is, see, component work is happening, whatever the work of component, that is happening. And the this particular second thing, which is what the, we use the hook right over there, or we use the state, what we used, we used that event, we used event over here. That is what is happening. Okay, so now it is a second component. Now let's, in a similar way, let's go and use this another component which we counter we use. Let's go and use layout. Okay, index.js, I'm just copying it, copying slash path, I'll give it as layout. Anything you can give, like Akshay, and if the path is Akshay, the layout component should load. That's the only criteria. Layout component should load, and layout is here. Okay, so I need to import it as well. I'm saving it. Here I go. I'm going on a back page. So I'm right now, I'm trying to load from by entering the URLs manually. That is not expected actually. We will create a button in a minute. Okay, so here it will be test. So this test component has loaded, and now as soon as I'll click as layout, no, Akshay was the path, correct? Akshay. If Akshay is there, then this will load. Okay, and here if I start doing anything, so that particular component, it changed the name of Akshay. That is what is coming. Akshay Shinde. Yep. So this is also working. Okay. So that is what, how we are changing the routes. Okay. So but now let me just give you one specific concept over there why I'm using exact. Like suppose I'm having nested route. Like suppose if I'm having test, like in couple of examples you will see test slash Akshay. Okay, so let me just show you over here itself. Okay, so this is computer, like I'm in computer and there is something, and inside that computer if I go and click on this, I don't know what is this computer, fine, if I click on this, so inside that, see, inside the product we are going in this particular product. Okay, so product, and this is the ID of that product. Okay, so I'm going one step down. Okay, so similar, that sort of structure I'm trying to create over here, that is test slash Akshay. Okay, so if this is the case, like see, so I wanted to load that Akshay component over here, that is this particular, let's change the name of Akshay. But if I do like this, we haven't wrote anything, but test component is getting loaded even though there is Akshay extra over there. Okay, actually what should happen is, if there is only test, then only it should load. But even though if I add anything XYZ, still that component will load, because we haven't used that exact path. We are not trying to match the exact path. That's the issue. Okay, you need to match the exact path, then only this will happen. Okay, so now let me just rephrase this path as like this. Okay, so just I'm trying to play with it. Okay, so I am having next path as test slash Akshay. Okay, so now if there is only test, this should load. If there is test slash Akshay, then this should load. Okay, that is what I'm trying to create a path. Here I go. And this is exact right now. See, since I added that exact, if I reload, it will show nothing, because there is no such a path available in our React right now. That is test slash SST. It is not the path. Okay, if I go and do test, then only it will work. If I do slash Akshay, then whatever there in Akshay will open up. Okay, let's change the name of, that is another component that is opening. Clear? Everybody understood this concept of how we can change the HTML, not HTML, change the components according to different routes. Now it will be very simple, right? So yesterday we saw there are 4 things, there are 4 components we want to use, and in that 4 components there will be 4 routes. If the first component, that is boxes in folders, in that there will be inbox, outbox, and XYZ. Okay, according to the click of the folder, the corresponding component should show on the screen. Right now what is happening is, we are changing through the URL. Okay, that is not we wanted, so we'll just go and do that. Okay, first let's go and implement that. Everybody clear? Only Kamal is saying yes. Others, if you have any questions, please ask. Yes, any questions? Quick, type in no if you don't have any questions. Yeah, I got it. Perfect, clear. Fine, so let me know so that I can move forward. Okay, fine. So that is the only possibility if you are watching the live sessions. If you are watching recordings, then you can stop and you can check. Okay, so for others I'm telling. Okay, Fine. So let's go and rearrange these things. Like I don't want to change the URLs every time. I wanted to call it from the click of the button. Okay. Let's go and do it over here. Okay. This is my app. Here, this is app header where let me just go to the main page. Yeah, this is it. Let me just arrange it quickly. This is my first app, or what are the mail client application? That sort of heading we will create. Okay. Welcome component will contain mail client. So now yesterday somebody asked me, why we can't create Gmail kind of structure? Like if you click on the email, then sorry, that will open up. So we are creating mail clients. So anybody over here who used Outlook, so mail clients will be always in the form of the structure which I've shown you. Mail client application. That is first the boxes will be there. Second, the if you click on the box, that particular email list will open up, and at the third box, third space, there will be the specific corresponding email data. Okay, so mail client application is something which I want, and here what I'll do is right now I'll create button directly over there because I'm not going to waste the time on CSS today, at least for today. Okay, so here after headers, what I'll do is I'll do some work over here. Here I'll create a div, and that div will contain some extra stuff. Okay, here we will create the links. Okay, so I told you we need to create links, and that link will be link, and then you need to pass something. But link you need to import. See, auto import from React router DOM. So you can if you see this option, you can do it all. So let me just tell you what will happen is, so import link from React router DOM. You need to import it. Okay, then only it will work. Import link from React router DOM. Okay, I imported a link. So link to syntax of link. Okay, I'm actually having it. Let me just show you. Okay, this is what we did. So we use the React router using the React path and the name of the component. Default component is something which will open on slash. It is just an example I created for you. Fine. So path one will component open the component one, like in a such a way. Part two and part three will open corresponding component. Okay. So now let's go and understand. Let's go and open this component by using a button kind of structure, or route using a link. So there will be link, and on click of that link, we will go and see that particular thing, because we are not going to change the routes, right? So that is not something which is recommended. Okay. So let's go and do it. So link to, so here there will be name of the component. So component name is test, and there will be a link end, and here I'm going to write test. Okay, you can write anything over here. So this is what you will see on the another side of the page. Cannot able to see, yeah, test you are able to see over here. So let me just quickly add some CSS to this. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, so I'll quickly add some CSS into this, so that we will be able to reuse this particular component, because this is going to make a really this has been not good, right? We are not able to create the things. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll quickly create a layout. Okay, so that layout will help us to arrange the data in a pretty good way. Okay, so now here also I'll show you how to create a class and in a CSS, and how to use that class into this. Okay, so here in this div I'm creating. So in, you might have learned in HTML CSS, right? So you can give like class and then name of the class, and then you can do it like layout. So that is what the name of the class I want to give, layout. Okay, that will structure layout. Okay, but here the class object, the class keyword is already the default keyword of this particular class component. Okay, so you can't do it. Okay, so for in order to represent the class, if you want to add class into your HTML, so you need to use class name. That is one thing. Okay, that key is class name. Okay, and then layout is the class name. So let me just go and create corresponding CSS into the class. So app header is already there. That's why we are able to see this color, the minimum height. So I don't need this minimum height. I'll remove this. Okay, I don't need this display flex. I'll remove a couple of things from this. Okay, app link, maybe there, keyframes, app logo spring, we don't want. So let me just remove unnecessary stuff which I don't want right now. App link, let it be there. And this app logo is not there. Let me remove it. App logo niche. Let's remove it. Okay. And from this flex direction column, that's okay. Justify center, font and color white. Minimum height, let me just reduce it to 20 VH. That's the only thing I think I should do. Yeah, that is what I want. On the top, I want this mail client, and then I'll add a couple of other things which according to my need. Okay, so I already created layout thing. So here I already having this class. So I'm just giving the padding as 20 px, displaying the grid and the template. I'm creating grid-like structure. Okay, two column structure. Okay, so I can create one FR as well, three, or let it be two. I'm creating grid-like structure where we are leaving two free spaces. Okay, so one on the left hand side, one on the right hand side. Okay, so and that particular component will take that things. Right, just add three efforts. We have three components. Okay, so here I go, and in my count, no, not in counter, app.js. So there is only one link. Okay, let's go and create few more links. So this is one link. Okay, let me just show you. Like we just change the things. If I click on this, the corresponding component will open. That is what test. Okay, test has opened up. So you link is test to test. So this will be capital T, but here you can give any name. Okay, so like Akshay. Okay, this is a link, just a link. So if I click on this, coming back, if I click on Akshay, it will open up test. I guess this name is something which you are seeing on the screen, and this test is something which is actual component. If you misspell this like Akshay, so this will not work. Okay, so that is, yeah. So it is going to Akshay, but Akshay is not something there. There is nothing called as Akshay. Okay, I'm putting a small test. It will work. That is a route that we have added in our router. Okay, so that route we have added in our router over here in let me close this CSS. Where is that app.js? No, index.js here. See, so whatever we are writing, like here, this is text and this is test, right? So that is what it is taking up. Okay, in the corresponding links. Okay, this is the link we are passing. So that is what we did for one. So let's go and do it for some other components as well. 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3 component I'm gonna load. Like this is home, or let me just give the same name as it is so that we will understand. Test component will open up. Then here second component we have is counter. We haven't created it. We need to create it. On the counter. Then we have layout component. Okay. So like this, I'm expecting from you that you will go and create all the routes for the application that we are going to build. Okay, we couldn't do it today, but I want you to go and proceed and do it. Okay, so there are three things you will see on the screen with three different spaces, 1, 2, 3. Okay, why there is no space in between that is the CSS effect. Fine, so just go and sort it out later on, so we'll not go into that for now at least. Okay, so there are three buttons, so let me just give some extra space. Nothing is happening. Fine, so I don't know, so let's just try to understand from the view. Okay, test will open up test. I'm coming back, and then counter will open up counter, because there is nothing called as counter, so we need to create that particular thing in index.js. So let's go and copy it, and here I go. So let me first have the layout structure over here, like layout. Then here it will be counter, and that particular component will be counter. Okay, yeah. So this is counter. So layout is not imported. Okay, so this, no, it is imported. And then okay, layout is something which is inbuilt thing, inbuilt variable again. See, if I refresh counter, counter will come because we just added. Now there are two things only. Let's go and have this layout. Okay, now there will be three things. If I click on layout, corresponding component, or let me just add the heading in each of the components so that it will be very easy for us to determine that which is what. Okay, so this is a layout component. Okay, here I'm adding, this is a layout component. Yeah, fine. So same sort of h1 tag, I'll add it everywhere so that we will go and we will able to understand that this is what is happening. And in counter as well, I'll go and add it over there before name. Here I go. Array, sorry, I added everywhere same name. Missed it. कंपोनेंट पे चेंज किया वहाँ पे. Here we go. So these are a couple of buttons just we created, just link. Okay, we can create a, as a button as well. Okay, and here I go. If I click on test, this is a test component which is loading up. That's why we are getting that particular message. This is a counter component on the link click of counter which is coming up, and layout is coming up on that particular thing, right? So data doesn't matter right now for now. So let it be kind of a very vague thing. So we are going to build it while we will start building on the application, that is mail client. Okay, all HTML stuff I'm at least expecting you will go and work on that, and I want you, all of you, the video on the group today or tomorrow, whatever. So we have 2 days leave. Saturday, Sunday we are not going to have a session. We'll directly going to meet on Monday. But before meeting on Monday, I want you to create something amazing over here with HTML, CSS, and routing. Like if I click on button, let me just tell you how to make it button as well. Okay, so here, so you can link it in between button. Okay, like here you can add button tag and it will behave or it will work as a button. Okay, so this will be a button. Everywhere I'm going to add it. So there is somebody who is saying something in the chat box. Let me just finish it and then I'll take a look. Closing it, closing it. Yep. So here there will be 3 buttons. Test, so that is coming up there. Counter, that is coming up there. You just play with the arrangement, and I want you to create something. Sir, can we start creating fresh app for this one? Yes, yes, that is what we are going to do is use grid gap. Okay, I'm not able to. I'm not good with CSS, frankly. Okay, so I'm gonna take help of internet, and then I'm gonna. Okay, I'm good with logic and building this. So if you're no, so I'll not use that thing. So I'm not very good with the colors and the decorative. So that's why we have a separate designer who is designing all our content and whatever you saw on the Instagram or LinkedIn. So we have somebody else. So always find somebody who is, so in business actually that is what I learned. Always find somebody who will complement you. Okay, so I'm only not in good with this particular stuff, that is coloring and arranging the stuff. That's why I hate CSS. I actually know what to use where. I understood all the concept, but I hate it. Like Java. So after Java, this is the second thing which I hate. So we'll do it. So just go and finish it out. I want a video wherein you will be clicking on the thing, another page will open. You will go back. You will click on the thing, another page will open up. You click on this, another page will open up. Okay. So that sort of thing I want from all of you. Yes. So can I have that commitment that over the weekend, when I'm not going to watch you, I'm not going to meet you on next 2 days, you will implement this thing and you will post it on group. Yep, can I have that commitment? Yes, Kamal is already saying yes. So we have other people. Yes, we have Ameya. So until unless you are not going to implement this, you will not understood the next couple of concepts. The 3 things, React, state management, and then Redux, and all these things you will not understand. Okay, so I want you to implement these things and don't only take that things along with you. Don't hold it back. Share it in the group so that your creativity, if you create something amazing with this, only this concept, so others people will get intrigued. Oh my God, what they're learning something amazing, and then they will come up. So, okay, so it will help somebody else who is thinking, if free air kuch farak nahi padta. So it will help them. Okay, so just do it and post it on the group. Okay, so any questions? That's the only thing which we are going to cover today. So React route and this. So I'm expecting from you, you will go and create 4 folders, create a new project, take a screenshot of this thing required, if required, create a new component called as I'm going to create as well over the weekend. And next time when we will meet, there will be 4 components in my project: folders, email list, mail text, compose mail, and these will be 4 components in my components folder. Other than that, there will be 4 routes already created in my index. Yes, index.js, inbox, sent mails, drafts, and trash. Okay, so this is something I'm expecting from you, that you will come up prepared. Yes, will you do that? Yeah, Yash is saying yes. Perfect. So I know, see, this a lot many people will come back on Monday, so don't worry. So this is not the last count. So